C'est 10 minutes, hein?
Ja.
Ja.
Gewoon een vieille dans ma chambre à coucher, là. Ça sera mieux. Met die batterie dedans. It's 7 o'clock. I'd like to call the meeting to order. We'll start with, before we take the adoption of the agenda, it's not my practice, but I'd like to add an item 13.1, litigation. 13.1. So we'd like to have a motion to accept that, proposed by Councillor Hill and seconded by Godel. All those in favor? This is done. So we go to number 3, declaration of conflict of interest. If not, we go to number 4, presentations. We do not have any this evening. And 5 is the adoption of the minutes of 5.1 is the meeting of the October 20th, the regular council meeting. Are there errors or omissions in this report? If not, proposed by Councillor Deveau, seconded by Councillor Godin. All those in favor? Against? Motion carried. 5.2, the meeting for November 3rd, council in committee. Is there all those in favor indicate by saying yes. Approved. We go number 6, business arising from previous council meetings. And nothing there, so we go under 7, activity report of Deputy Warden. I will start on September 26th. I went to a meeting of council for the villa. This was a monthly meeting. And on the 28th of October, I went to a meeting to Glenda Dusa and Elaine Timot have been there was a ceremony to recognize their work, which was by the Société Acadienne de Clare and Marguerite Leblanc to recognize the work they have done for the area, French area. It was a very nice evening. On November 1st, I went to a meeting with the Villa, Acadian Villa, and on November 7th, I went to activities. Acadian meets Senegal. It was part of a week on for immigrants, Francophone immigrants. So there was good food. It was nice. And on November 8th, I went to a meeting of the council, the administration of WasteCheck. It was good to see the members of that committee. During the, it was a personal meeting after the pandemic. It was a good relief. On November 9th, we went to a meeting for the council of the St. Marie building. We discussed what was the next stage that they're going to use for acquiring this property. And on November 10th, there was a meeting with the intervention of a guard. There was to discuss about search and rescue. Oh no, that was for children's when the schools will become our responsibility, where we discuss what will happen to these schools. And there was a lot of ideas that were shared at this meeting. And on November 11th, Councillor Deveau and myself, we went to the ceremony for the Veterans Memorial. There was quite a few people there. And on November 12th, I went to a meeting with the mayors and wardens, with Deputy Chris D'Autremont and Rick Perkins, to discuss the crisis in the lobster fishery. And we spoke what they had tried to understand what's going on in the last few months, and and there was a discussion of what would be done in the future. On November 12th, I went to a meeting of the Council of the Acadian Villa, and that is my report. I don't know if there are any questions or comments on this report, Councillor DeVoe. Thank you. You mentioned that you had a meeting for the church, in Church Pond. Did they mention that Southwest Nova Biosphere Association might get involved with the church? Was that mentioned at your meeting? No, nothing was mentioned about this at the meeting where I went. If it's something that you can bring, then I could bring to the next meeting, or if they haven't been in contact with them since then, what I could do at our next meeting, I could make a small report, give you a small report on this, and when I do my, I can talk about this and what the biosphere would be willing to do, and I think it could be quite interesting to talk about this, and I can do it at our next meeting. Are there any other questions or comments? If not, we go number 8. Are there any official statements from members of council? Councillor Como? I'd like to take the occasion to congratulate Nadine and Scott Robichaud from La Cuisine Robichaud, who they are won Service of the Year Nova Scotia. That was Taste of Nova Scotia Award, which was launched in 2008 to recognize people who excel in the culinary leadership. And for them, it was the Server of the Year.
Who demonstrates a passion for what they do. They go above and beyond to ensure a fantastic Nova Scotia culinary experience for every guest.
So congratulations to Nadine and Scott and their staff to have been recognized by their work. So I'd like that we propose that we send them a certificate from the municipality congratulating them for this. We can do this if you agree with this. Okay. Jose Dusa, I'd like to congratulate Hubert and Josephine Godin of Grosscock, who just celebrated their 60 years of marriage on November 4th. And a certificate was what was given to them, so I'd like to congratulate them in the name of council. Is there anybody else? If not, we go to number 9, correspondence. Number 9.1, the Honourable John Muir, Municipal Affairs and Housing.
Municipal Affairs and Housing is pleased to advise that the municipality of the District of Clare will be receiving a one-time contribution of $223,087, representing the doubling of the Municipal Financial Capacity Grant. Municipal services are among the most important in the day-to-day lives of all Nova Scotians, and the department recognizes the cost to provide these services has become more expensive over the years. The MAH will be working towards negotiating a new provincial municipal memorandum of understanding. While we negotiate the memorandum of understanding for the first year, the province has committed to doubling the Municipal Financial Capacity Grant and the Town Foundation Grant. The department believes that your collective efforts are essential if we are to successfully implement many of the objectives of the department's mandate. I would like to take this opportunity to acknowledge your important work and the significant contribution you make to the lives of Nova Scotians. Thank you for all you do to foster the growth and development of Nova Scotia communities. Sincerely, the Honourable John Lohr, Minister of Municipal Affairs and Housing.
Are there questions or comments on this letter? It's nice to see that we'll be receiving extra money. 9.2, Gilles des Hôtels. This is a letter from Mr. Deshotel that was sent to the Honorable Maslin and this was sent to the municipality.
I am writing to you concerning a K Road in Digby County, officially known as the Frank Como Road. This .8 portion of the road is a shortcut between two gravel roads known as Maza Road and Petit Moulin Road. Both of these roads are well maintained by Transportation and Infrastructure Renewal. This portion of Frank Como Road is used daily by locals as a connector between two of the busiest lakes in the municipality of Clare. There are permanent residences as well as over 100 cottages on both lakes, as well as rental cottages. There are at least 6 driveways leading to cottages on this section of the road, as well as 2 permanent residences. Nova Scotia Power, as well as Mainland Telecom, service this portion of road. As a daily user of this road, I can confirm that fire trucks, ambulances, police cars, contractors, local traffic, etc. use this road. Department of Highway Vehicles use it as a connector to travel between the 2 gravel roads mentioned above. The province of Nova Scotia categorized K roads as roadways that are owned by the province but not maintained and rarely used by the public. However, this road is used on a daily basis. This road has not deteriorated over the years, and locals have invested money on sections of this road, and this from both ends. The base of this road is very solid and can be traveled year-round when no snow. Mainland Telecom has cleared the road this summer of bushes, branches, and treetops to install new wires. As per a recent government news release, it was stated that the cost of repair for gravel roads is between $100,000 and $125,000 per kilometer. As mentioned above, the portion of Frank Como Road that I'm concerned with is only 0.8 kilometers. Since the Nova Scotia Highway Improvement Plan of September 2021, announced by our office, we request TIR to consider maintenance of this 0.8 kilometer section of the road due to considerable usage. Best regards, Gilles Deshotel.
Any questions or comments on this, Councillor Como? Yeah, I know a lot of people who have camps on this road at the Salmon River Lake, Clearwater Lake, and if you take the Maza Road and you cross there, you save a lot of time instead of going all around. I used that road quite a bit, but now it's fairly used, and it would be a nice little route that is being used by a lot of people, so I would support. The letter was already sent, and there is no request for a support from the municipality, but I am ready to support the repairs and maintenance of this road. It is a road that is well busy. Any more questions, Councillor DeVoe? It's like Councillor Como has said, the letter has been sent. I would like to, if by chance the Department of Highways decides not to maintain it, I would like to know why. It's a road, as Mr. Como said, that is well served. I went there before. It's not the best road now, so why would they do one end and the other but not the whole road? So I would like, if it is not repaired, I'd like to know the reason why it wouldn't be repaired. If it's possible to have a reply from Department of Transportation. Mr. Como, I forgot to mention that when we meet with Melichan, that is something we could mention and discuss with them to give them an update, or they can give us an update. We have been asking for a few months to meet with the manager of the area for TIR, and for different reasons, we have not succeeded to meet yet, but Mrs. Melman-Shand contacted me last week or the week before to confirm that they want to come and see us, and to meet with us with a council of committee meeting, and that will be in 2 weeks from now. But as you know, we have a list of subjects we want to talk about, but it would be an opportunity to not only look at specific cases, but look at the future planning. What are their plans for next year, for example? And we want to have an input on those future plans. So my recommendation would be that if the councillor agrees, that we wait and we discuss it with Madame Shand, and there will be other representatives from TIR here also. And then we can start the discussion and see how it goes. If there is no commitment to do that work, then we can send a letter to Honorable Tim Manslum to support Gilles Deshotels' letter and to see if they have considered this request. Any comments on this? If not, it looks like a good way to go forward. We have a list that is getting longer every week with that department, so it would be nice to see them in person to discuss it. We will wait for that. If there is nothing else, Councillor Godet, do we need a motion for the letter of support? The intention for the letter of support would be depending on the discussion that we have with Madame Chen, and if the council decides then to send a letter, we will have a motion then. If you all agree with that, we'll go forward. We'll go on to 9.3, letter from Donna Godet.
You to please address the rapidly deteriorating beach and marsh and Mavillette. As a council, you have louder voices and more clout than the many individual people alarmed by the situation. Thank you for your attention. Sincerely, Donna Godet.
She is referring to the deterioration of the beach with the introduction of the new bridge in Mavillette. We received some concerns from many residents in the area. We were even contacted by the local media on this situation. Larry Peach was contacted directly because really it is part of our tourism project for the region. So that's why Larry was contacted. Essentially, we see that there is a problem there, especially the portion of the beach which is deteriorating around the bridge. So it is concerning. There are a lot of departments, federal and provincial, that are involved in the dossier. That part belongs to the province, and there are discussions around the federal and the provincial governments. The municipality can have a voice like Madame Godet suggests. Certainly we can send a letter to encourage the departments to work towards a solution, but it's not something the municipality can get involved in physically because the beach doesn't belong to us. But that is the messaging that we have to date, and we sympathize with this and hope to have a solution as soon as possible because it is an important tourism infrastructure for the community. Any questions or comments on this, Councillor DeVoe? I am proud to see that the public thinks that we have power here, but I think that the public should still send letters to, not necessarily to us, but to the province. If the public that is concerned do not send letters, we will think they must continue to send letters also. This is just a comment. Thank you. Anybody else have an opinion on this? If not, we will go on. It is a problem that is coming up, but it not only started with the bridge, but they want to extend the breakwater of the wharf, so they are putting a lot of time to figure where this is going, but nobody has the answers yet. We will need to wait. If there is nothing else, we will go on to item 10, CAO report. Thank you. I'll try to make this faster this evening. We don't have a lot of information on the internet project. I spoke with Mainland today. Essentially, what I reported last month is more or less the same thing. We are at the same phase. The project is going forward. Up to date, there are over 800 clients who are subscribed to the Mainland, and the number is going up. The big problem that Mainland has now is the famous overpass. They need the permission from TRI to cross it. So it's been going for a long time, maybe over around a year. So they were supposed to have a meeting. They speak by telephone every Thursday, and last Thursday was canceled because of Remembrance Day, but they will speak tomorrow. My contact at Mainland is saying that there should be an update tomorrow regarding the situation of that overpass. There is a big party of the area, Sunnyville, Bangor, 2nd Division Road, that need to be linked, but when that situation with the overpass is not solved, that big part of the area cannot be connected. So the problem now is TIR and the overpass, and they will meet TIR tomorrow. So it might be something that we could have to add to the discussion with Madame Shand. So that's an update for Councillor Doucette regarding the fire hall in St. Bernard, because there was a problem there to be able to link them to the Mainland, but we can branch them because it's a fire hall. We have pricing for the posts because there are no poles at all there. So we have pricing to put special poles. Nova Scotia Power is working now to arrange with the right-of-way with the people who have property at the fire hall and New Edinburgh, and we hope that will be solved shortly.
First, what happens, the Veteran Center, our project for the renovation, major renovation, we have contacted Infrastructure Canada on December 8th to have an answer for our funding request. Unfortunately, they will not give us an update because infrastructure is telling us that they're not in a position to give us an update for a dossier that is presently being studied. So they're saying that there's a lot of grants in the system, and each grant must be approved. So we have to wait for this project to get an answer. For our communauté accueillante, the rink at the Veteran Center in Sunnyville, and ice panels have been installed. The boards will be installed this week. The staff is looking at the details, how it will be maintained, and the policies regarding the cleaning and regulations to assure the security of people who are using it. We're also looking at options to put some security cameras on the site, and also we're talking to Nova Scotia Power to have some floodlights to put there. And the intention is to have the official opening on the December 5th. We'll do it when we officially light our Christmas tree. So we'll be putting this on Facebook. The International Immigrants Week, there was over 300 people who assisted to these. Where Acadie met Senegal, there was on the 7th of November, and we had more than 118 meals served, portions served, and we had an information of sessions where they spoke to immigrants about winter in Clare, which happened in November, and also there was a gala, the Chateau at the university, organized by the students at the university with people from Inclusion Clare. We also had a communication that the Network for Francophone Immigration in Canada would look at launching a campaign to attract some immigrants from Afghanistan, and what we can do to help people, local people, to participate in these. This media received this fairly well. We had comments from provincial and federal. We had from both levels of government saying that they're interested in pursuit to continue in this area. For tourism of public spaces, as I had mentioned last week, we had 4 submissions. We will discuss those later on, and 2 of that are remaining is for Cap Sainte-Marie and also wayfinding and signage system. These 2 the submissions will close on the next Friday, and also all those submissions are all depending on the confirmation of financing from the federal government. Our action plan on housing, we met, Plan and us, we met with FSH consultants on the 28th of October to evaluate the submissions, to prepare, to see people who submitted, to discuss the possibility of buying these FS consulting. We said it would be a good opportunity to have a meeting with members of council to discuss potential buying of certain of these lands, and from this, not only buying these lands, but also what will be the next steps to do once we acquire these lands, and this would be a good time to meet the consultants, see where we are at in this project and where we want to go in the next stages. This being said, I will try to contact you individually to schedule a meeting with them within the next couple of weeks, if possible. For this medical center, there we asked for a submission to enlarge the building. We have a closing date of 29th of November of 2021. We visited the site in September, last Saturday rather, to see the firms that would be interested to submission. It's for architectural services and engineering services to develop a plan. So this visit was held on the 13th of November. We have received quite a bit of interest in this project, and the intention, myself and the staff here will evaluate the submissions. So we hope to be able to do a presentation on our meeting of December 1st regarding media all Nova Scotia. Our SPD contacted us to an interview regarding our activities, recruiting and to ask why we wanted to make the building bigger. So there is interest in this project. With the bathrooms that are being developed for the Bunneuf Road and the Maxwellton Road. We're constructing the buildings now, but we have a back order on the doors, like many other things. Everything is in back order. So the problem here is that the project will be, we will do the building, but we see that the physical installation on the site will only be able to be done in the spring or later this winter. For the building track and field this 35% is complete. The carbon cement is completed. The artificial turf is being installed, as well as the landscaping around the track and field is being done. We had talked that before we put the rubber surface to cover with asphalt, the intention was to do the asphalt this fall and just put the rubber in the spring because of the cold weather. It was not recommended to put the rubber now, but because of all the problems, we had to remove all the fill and put new lawn. Our project has been back for 3 weeks, so we can see if we can do the asphalt in spring. If we do it, does it have a negative impact on the field long term? So the engineers and them are discussing this problem right now, and I believe, I have not confirmed it, but I think the asphalt will probably be done only next spring, but we're waiting for a formal the recommendation on this in a day or two. I think they will recommend that we pushed everything in for the month of May. So if yes, the project should be finished and with the rubber and everything installed in mid-July. So that is certainly, the engineers are recommending this. This is what will go with their recommendation for the election, municipal election.
For the election on District 7, the e-voting started last Friday on November 12th. To date, everything is going well. There's no problem. As of this morning, Wednesday, we had 200 electors who had voted, 164 via internet and 36 by telephone. If you look at District 7, we have 867 eligible voters. So this morning we had 200, so it's about 23% done. So it seems to go well. The paper ballots will be available on Saturday, November 20th at the polling station located at the Meteghan Fire Hall. The e-voting will also continue until the end of Saturday for people who want to do it by computer or telephone. If anybody has any questions, voter help is open here at the municipal office if they need help, and that's during office hours from 8:30 to 4:30, Monday to Friday. Finally, at the financial, as of October 31st, 2021, the municipality had $8,981,124 in revenue versus $5,644,887 in expenses, for a surplus of operations of $3,336,237. Again, as of October 31st, the municipality had a balance of $3,835,952 in its operating fund, $644,896 in its capital fund, and a total in reserve of $4,867,600. The last amount of $4 million can be broken down as followed: operating reserves $2,142,933, capital reserve $1,753,990, the landfill closure reserve $334,958, and finally the gas tax reserve $638,725. So that is my report. Thank you for that, Mr. Sear. That's a good, nice report. Any questions or comments? Councillor Comeau? For the expansion of the health center, when we make requests, when will we make requests for funding from the province? Yes, I had discussions with the members of the province. There is a submission that I revised. I made it up to date and I sent it to Acadian Affairs, Mark Bannerman, and also Chantal Potier, our manager at the medical center, was part of a group that will be meeting with the new Minister of Health, and that discussion on the expansion have been brought forward. There is no formal request yet, but I spoke with our new MLA, Ronnie LeBlanc, and he is aware. So these are all informal discussions so far until the province decides to support us in our efforts. Questions or comments on the report? If not, it's nice to see that we are still in good hands. If that is all, we will go on to 11, the 11.1 Building Permit Committee.
The building permits, as of the end of October 2020, there was 221 permits issued for a total value of construction of $8.6 million. And as of the end of 2021, there was 253 permits issued for a value of construction of $42,300,000.
Any questions or comments? No. If not, we will go on to 12, new business. 12.1. Motion to amend bylaw number 25, bylaw respecting building, second and final reading. As you know, our bylaw committee have proposed revisions to bylaw 25 regarding buildings. The revisions proposed are in terms of modernizing the bylaw and to define definitions that were missing and clarify the language, especially at the pricing level. And the goal also is to become more competitive regarding the price of our permits and to offer more clarity on how those permits were calculated. The bylaw was developed with discussion in our committee with our building inspectors here at the building. I've also worked on it, and finally our lawyer also looked at it to be sure that everything is well before we present it to the public. The bylaw was presented for a first reading and was placed on our SID web and presented to the public for comments and questions. Up until now, as of today, I received no comment or critic, no questions regarding the bylaw. So since the work of the committee has been developed and evaluated by our inspectors and recommended by our lawyer, my recommendation is that we do the second and final reading this evening with the revisions to bylaw 25. Any questions or comments on this? If not, anybody wish to make the motion? Councillor Comeau? I move that the Council for the Municipality of the District of Clare read bylaw number 25, amendment number 2502-2021, a municipal bylaw respecting building, and that the bylaw be read for the second and final time by title only. Moved by Councillor Comeau, seconded by Councillor Hill. Are you ready for the vote? All those in favor? Against? Motion is carried. So, motion to bylaw 25, an amendment to the bylaw. 12.2, it'd be a motion to accept a proposal for geotechnical survey for a viewing platform. As I mentioned before in my report, the municipality went out with a tender call for video geotechnical surveys for Smuggler's Cove, as well as Cape St. Mary, or the park at the lighthouse in Cape St. Mary. There are 4 companies who submitted tenders in reply to the tender call. There were 3 of them that we already dealt with in the past with success. Following the evaluation of the tenders by our tourism director and myself, the recommendation is to proceed or to grant the proposal to Harborside Geotechnical Consultants Limited at the amount of $8,980 plus HST. Question? If not, anybody wish to make the motion? Councillor DeVoe? I move that the Council of the Municipality of Clare accept the proposal for the geotechnical surveys viewing platforms to Harborside Geotechnical Consultants Limited in the amount of $8,980 plus HST. Moved by Councillor DeVoe, seconded by Councillor Godet. Ready for the vote? All those in favor? Against? Motion carried.
12.3, motion to accept proposition for Park Joseph and Marie Dugas and Majors Point. This is the second proposition that I referred to in my report. This is to see at the as part of our project to look at the redevelopment of Joseph and Marie Dugas Park in Bellevos Cove. So, and Majors Point, the municipality had asked submissions on the 29th of October, and we received 3 submissions. And after we have evaluated these by Larry Peach and myself, the recommendation is to council gives the proposition for this to Just Plus Architects Limited for the amount of $143,500 plus HST. This is conditioning to that the balance of the financing of federal funding will be also given to us. Is there any clarifications needed for this one? If not, we're ready to do the motion. Councillor Hill.
I move that the Council for the Municipality of the District of Clare accept the proposal from Josh Plus Architects Limited for the detailed design for the Parc Joseph et Marie Dugas and Majors Point in the amount of $143,500 plus HST, conditional upon confirmation of balance of funding.
Proposé par Conseil Hill, je vous l'appuie.
By Councillor Hill. Seconded by Councillor Potier. Is there a question? All those in favor? Against? Motion carried. 12.5, moving to send a letter of support to the Association of Saint-Clair Rails to Trail Association. The association is preparing funding for off-highway funding. They ask this every year. The request is to look at for the maintenance of the grading and brush cutting of the trail, and as part of their submission, the municipality has been writing a letter to help them. This is a group that works very hard to maintain this, which benefits the municipality. So the recommendation would be to still write a letter to a company for their submission to access funding. Are there any comments on this one? Councillor Como? I would just like to say that in the weekend, the branches, people are walking in the small village. I was thinking how we are happy to have these trails where people can go and walk. And it's nice to know that they're well maintained here compared maybe to other places. Who would be ready to do the motion? Councillor Potier. I move that the municipality of the district of Clare write a letter of support for the Sentier de Clare Rail to Trail Association in support of their funding request to the OHV Infrastructure Fund. Proposed by Councillor Potier, seconded by Councillor DeVoe. Are there any questions? All those in favor indicate by saying yes. Motion carried. Then we go 12.5, a motion to appoint a bylaw officer, enforcement officer. As you know, we have decided to create a new job opening here, not a full-time, but a position at that would look into the enforcement officer. We have put this in the Clare Shopper and on social media, and when we proceeded with interviews, and Daniel Godet and myself had done interviews with people interested, and we both were agreed that we would like to offer the position to Jade Bloom. She is very well qualified to do this, and the references we verified, they also told us the same thing. So we offered her the position, and Mrs. Bloom will start at the municipality on December 1st. Meanwhile, from an administrative point of view, we must do this on council today to allow her to do this. So we have a motion to at this effect. Councillor DeVoe, I move that the council for the municipality of the district of Clare appoint Jade Bloom as the new bylaw enforcement officer for the municipality of Clare. Proposed by Councillor DeVoe, seconded by Councillor Dousa. Ready for the question? All those in favor? Against? Motion carried. 12.6 is a motion to submit this is the same reasoning for the previous one. All our members that are responsible for bylaw enforcement have to be are recommended by council to be appointed as special counsel to Nova Scotia Police Act. So we need a motion to do a motion to recommend this nomination for Jake Bloom. Any questions? No. We're ready for the motion. Conseil Dousa. I move that the council for the municipality of the district of Clare make an application to the Department of Justice for the appointment of Jade Bloom as special constable under Nova Scotia Police Act for the enforcement of legislation and or municipal bylaws. Proposed by Councillor Dousa, seconded by Councillor Hill. Motion is carried. Right, there we have one item in closed session, litigation. Before we go there, I would like to say that our next meeting will be on December 15th, 2021 at 7 o'clock. Good evening, everybody. Motion for adjournment proposed by Councillor Dusa. First of all, we just a motion to go in closed session first, Jose Dusa. And seconded by Councillor Potier. All those in favor, motion carried.
No.